Hey guys, and welcome back to Become a God. It's a new season. So a new season of Become a God as well. We're going to be climbing the ladder from rank 10. It's right at the start as well, so all the killers are lurking in the rank 10 region. We're going to be fighting some top players as well, I can imagine. So I've decided that I'm just going to play a deck that I enjoy and feel comfortable with, and I'm going to return to green-red Salamander. But I've decided to make some changes from the Sunkichi build that I featured last time in the series. So I've taken out Tephra. Now, as much as I love Tephra, I did talk about Majinata during my review, and I didn't really have much to say about Majinata other than I preferred Tephra. But now after playing Majinata, I'm starting to feel this card. It's actually pretty good. The Divine makes a huge difference. It helps against removal. So I feel like Majinata actually helps in some matchups that Tephra doesn't really offer a lot of support for, especially against yellow. I think that Majinata is very good against yellow and probably very good against blue as well. So Majinata's been doing pretty well for me in the deck so far. So Tephra's been swapped out for that. I've also swapped out the 2 Living Willows because we're not seeing as much rush at the moment, and added the Recurring Copter for more removal. Now, I'm not too sure if this fits, but it does offer some removal synergies with Firestorm, Ground Shaker, Emerald Salamander, Garadan. So there are some like removal combos I can do with the card. Has mobility as well. So I feel that Recurring Copter could fit in this deck, so I'm trying that out for this episode. But yeah, we're just going to climb the ladder from the bare bones straight from rank 10 and see how well I perform with this deck. It's one of my favorites. I am more of a control player than I have been in most of my card game life, actually. I've usually played more aggro, tempo-orientated decks during my card game history, but as I've gotten older and become wiser and slower, I guess my decks have become that as well. So let's get into some matches and see how this deck performs. Alright guys, into our first match. Brigand will be our opening play. Ground Shaker could go to Triple Mountain if I want to play this. So let's keep these two since they're both red. We'll pick up the Gift of Recor as well. So a card for a little bit later, but yeah, we'll kick things off against Rundong as well. So like I'm saying, we get it's a shark pool at rank 10 right now. Just so many good players trying to climb back up to God rank. I would love to play the S of Dawn mill deck, but I was talking to S of Dawn and said I don't think I can play this right now because everyone is just too competitive. So I'm gonna wait for a little bit later for that deck. But yep, looking okay to start off with Court Jester and a Forest. It's not something you see every day. I haven't really given much away about this deck so far. It probably just looks like red combat. Oh, this could be sack. Okay. Sack can be a problem. The win conditions are generally bigger. Unless I can get a Yakapult down early and just start hurling damage at them. That's the best way to beat sack with this deck. But yeah, it could be a little difficult. Now, I'm wondering, do I go in between the wells here? Because I might need to be a little bit more aggressive. However, if I don't kill any of my opponent's creatures, there's no way those Soul Eaters are going to build unless they do them self-sacrificing. So yeah, maybe we just play a little lame here and we just collect off our own wells. Just turtle out for a bit. Yeah, sure, we'll do that. We're just gonna play the slow game. I mean, this is quite a slow deck, to be honest. It needs 6 lands to set up its win condition. It's not very aggressive on board. It plays incredibly defensive, trying to protect that Yakapult, which is the deck's win condition. And then you just hurl damage from afar, and happy days. 3 Yakapults in deck as well, so if one dies, you know, there's another one to replace it later on. This is like this is like a siege deck. Like, it uses siege weaponry. Attacks from afar. Deepwood Stalker gonna eat a little bit of my Bone Collector there, and another Deepwood Stalker to finish it off. Okay, that's a little sad. You know, Bone Collector, also another win condition for this deck. But luckily for us, we pick up another. Now I'm going to take a mountain here. Finish off the ground shaker. We'll set up just another bone collector, I guess. Want to keep our Faeria intact. Mainly to set up stuff like Garadan and Firestorm in the future. And you can see Rundong's now thinking, actually, maybe I need to be a bit more aggressive. Which, you know, that's fair enough. That is fair enough. Now, this is a good opportunity for us to start drawing cards. Speak of the devil. Now I can I just clear the board up? You know what? I think I will go for that. It's a little sad because I do empower something in hand. But it does reset things on my opponent's side. And I do get to start applying pressure to Garadan on the right. Hopefully the Spirit Rebirth didn't hit another spider. We've seen 2 spiders. But Garadan, such a strong play here. As much as I'd rather not kill my opponent's stuff, I'm in a situation where... Oh, Ghost Dragon, okay. This is where my little copter becomes quite strong. And a... Okay, and a fish as well. This is cool. This is definitely different. Couple of fish going down. We've got a Ghost Dragon. Does very well against this card. Not sure what I do. Ground Shake looks pretty good. But Garadan probably going to meet its end. Unless I go for another mountain and play a Rakoan Copter to kill this. So I'd kill this shield at least. I feel like I might have to do that. I need to protect Garadan. This is where a Rakoan Copter can be quite good, I think, actually. Now, let's say this does get removed. I wouldn't mind if Garadan's in a position where it can double collect on the follow-up. And then we can let's get a Rakoan Reveler on this side. Because I don't mind Rakoan Reveler dying to this so much. Especially if I can get off like a Gift of Rakoa, I'll get a refund at least. You know, the Death Touch won't have as much relevance. I built one too many mountains here, but that's fine. It was to set up this Copter play. This might just retreat now, which is fine. I can just apply pressure. Court Jester. Oh, okay. Interesting. It's going to move into the double. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Time of Legend. Is that finding Runin? Perhaps we're going to find Runin from this. Runin, oh man, I can't really deal with Runin in this deck. I've been playing it a little bit recently, and my opponent plays Runin. I'm just like, oh no, what do I do now? A Longhorn Jack. This deck is spicy. Spicy deck. Okay. We'll take a forest. We'll clear this out. This has only got charge 2. So I don't mind shifting this across. Then we'll go for a guidance here, and then we'll move this up. Now, I did want to gift a Rakoa this, but I'm probably going to lose this guy, but that's fine. I can wait. I can probably get some more weenies. You know, there's Tiki Caretakers in here. There's more Revelers, Brigands. I have a lot of weenie creatures that can help push this Gift of Rakoa up. And that's a desired outcome there. You know, I had to guidance so the yak didn't kill it, basically, and I think that's fine. Oh, it's an Eridan. Okay, that makes more sense. Definitely makes more sense now. And the Demon Wrangler, get the sack off. Nice. I like it. Ooh. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. Okay. Let's do it. That's a very good Salamander. We get to kill the Demon Wing. Garandan gets pushed out of reach of these two. I get my collection, and then I get to shimmy everything back. That was a very good draw for me there. I got to kill the Demon Wing for free, and now this Wrangler doesn't really do much. It's kind of stuck. And Eridan actually makes more sense now when you think of a legend tutor because of the Lionfish and the Ghost Dragon. So now they all naturally have attack, +1 attack and +1 life. So Ghost Dragon can come down as a 7/1, which is pretty good. And then we have these obviously going to be a 1/5. So yeah, it's not bad, is it? Sweet. So now we get to play a Ground Shaker. And then we can clear this out. Where's Ground Shaker going? Where's he going to live today? Probably here. Do I take a draw or anything? I don't think so. I think I take Faeria. I want to stay pretty healthy in my economy. I have some really good follow-ups anyway. I guess I should draw for the Yakapol, actually. Sorry, guys. I do apologize for the power of my draws. There's so many times I say, I just need this card, and it rips right off the top. That's when the deck's being kind to me. That's when me and the deck get along. So now we're building up the board presence to challenge the fish on the next turn, which is pretty good. We have a Yakapult. Gives us a win condition. I can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I still, well, actually this is -1 now, so I can go up to 6. I can clear this, gain a nice Faeria refund. We're going to see a Soul Eater come down. It's going to be pretty big, actually. We've cleared a lot of creatures. 13 attack. Oh my goodness. 13 attack. So maybe I have to gift recover this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or maybe I just go face and just say, you know what? Do you have an answer to this? Face might just be the place after all. I think so. I think we just go face here. We'll take a mountain. We're taking a lot of lands, but we're going to move here. We're going to Ground Shaker. You have to recover this up. Just hit for 14. And then we set up lethal here with the Ground Shaker. And then we can just shimmy all these in to protect us. So yeah, I'm just forcing my opponent to have an answer now to the both the Ground Shaker and the Garandan. There could be a taunt, like we have seen Court Jesters, but I do have the Brigand backing things up. And with that mountain, if I can move my Ground Shaker, I have a Salamander line. I also have the Tiki Caretaker. It also gives me opportunities to use the Yakapult as well. I can play, so let's just say all of this gets cleared somehow next turn. I can just play the Yakapult down and start chipping away at my opponent. But this is what you need to do in the matchup. I find you need to either set up a Yakapult quite early and start really applying pressure to their life. Because Green Yellow Sacrifice doesn't generally run Last Nightmare, Shaitan Assassin, and now Lionfish by the looks of it are the removal options. Because it kind of doubles up. You get the hard removal and you get the creature die-in, which also empowers this guy. So it's pretty safe to say that most Green Yellow Sacrifice won't run the hard removal. So Yakapult's a really solid and safe win condition. Oh! That's a big spider. It's going to have to trade. It's good for us. Good for us. As long as this is not a Soul Eater, we're in. Firestorm, okay. Collect. Play Yakapult. And then we can +1 and pass. So Yakapult might just be able to set up the win. Again, I'm in a position with the Brigand can clear something that comes down in this position. The only real thing that's going to stop me right now is probably a Soul Eater, actually. Just sticking a Soul Eater here. Maybe it's the double mobility to kill the Yakapult, but still this is a problem as well. And Soul Eater's an entire turn, at least. It's a big problem. I could potentially answer it. Soul Eater doesn't stop this. So something needs to come down here, and something needs to come down here to stop me from winning the game right now. Could see an Emperor's Command, maybe on the Brigand, and then a blocker. It's going to be a Fanatic into a more defensive position. And then a land coming down. I don't see this card. It's an Assassin, okay. So Assassin. Okay. What is the answer? I can't use Firestorm and Salamander, unfortunately. I can Salamander clear and then shoot the Assassin? I feel it's probably the line I go for at this point. Shoot the Assassin. Salamander, yeah, that's not bad, is it? Just take a draw. Might find something more useful. Gift of Rakoa. So that just sets up... what am I talking about? I have lethal. What am I talking about? I have lethal. I just kill the Assassin. Just a bit of a brain fart there, guys. I was just like, oh, how do I deal with both of these? Just kill the Assassin. Just kill the Assassin. That's all I had to do. Early hours for me. Oh, this old brain needs to wake up. But there we have a victory in hand. Feels good, guys. Let's get into another match. Alright, guys. Another match. Looking good so far. Ground Shaker, probably a good keep since I'm going mountains anyway. I have a turn 1 collector and another Ground Shaker to boot. Feels good, guys. Got a lot of heavy hitters. Are able to cause a little bit of trouble for my opponent. Let's take the Revel. And we can get on going. Start getting that collection going. Spider's really sad here. Spider's like such a good answer. But it's going to be a desert. Sacrifice really picking up in popularity as of recent. We saw the success of Green Yellow Sacrifice in recent tournaments. It's been very popular in ladder play as well. It did get a buff with the... oh, is that a Wrangler? Oh, yes. It did get the buff with the Shield Mates. I think the Shield Mates are a really, really strong buff for the Sacks of the world. And we're going to have to apply the same strategy as before. We're even just going to try and get some early aggression going. Garadan really played in our favor in that match. Not only did it clear the board, but it did set up, you know, that, like I said, that aggression for the lethal much later on. I feel like we just probably go down this side. Yeah, we're gonna push up. I could Grand Shaker again, but I think I'd just wait for now. You know, we'll push up. We'll push up the right here. It worked out quite well before. Oh, going for the spider. To a forest. Alright. Ooh, hello. We were going to push up the right, but then I drew this card. Yep. Grand Shaker. Say hello, Mr. Wrangler. So now we've drawn the Yakapult, we're actually going to play more defensive. I was only pushing up the right because I didn't have my win condition yet. But we're going to be able to play Yakapult next turn, along with a Salamander. And that's going to really, really help us. Because we can just start hurling Yaks at that orb very early on. And the Gift of Recall, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Such a good pull there. I guess we could wait a turn. I don't want to get hit by double... Well, double spider won't be enough, actually. Maybe we wait a turn. See if we pick up anything else. You know what? Yeah, let's just chill. Let's not play into the Salamander just yet. Will I regret this? Wind Soldier. Wind Soldier. Okay. Okay, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. And I can still gift. I can Gyarados gift. That's actually pretty sick. Yeah, let's do it. I'm game. I don't get the extra buff from the Yak, unfortunately, but... Sure, I mean, I guess I could save gift then. I could just hit for 2, and then keep the gift for the Yak. That could really work out in my favor. Let's do it. Let's get the Gyarados down. Alright, feels good. Gyarados once again doing good work against this matchup. You know, Soul Eaters are of a reasonable size right now, but... Now that Yakapult is definitely going to help. I might actually just gift the Yakapult. Oh, is it Speak of the Devil? I might have to gift Gyarados again. Once again. Oh, is that 2? Oh my goodness. 2 Soul Eaters. Maybe I don't care. Maybe that's the truth of it. Maybe I just gift the Yakapult anyway, right? Or maybe I just gift the Yak. I can gift the Yak and yeah, just have a fun old time. Play a Reveler. Gift the Yakapult. Or gift the Yak. I think we gift the Yakapult actually. Can we get a Yak on this side anyway? Yeah, let's do that. I can take a draw, I guess. I wish I had a land here. That would be really good. Let's take a draw. Interesting. Reveler. Caretaker. Gift. Boom. Boom. Let's move this down to give the Bone Collector a buff. And there we go. Yakapult. This is how you win the matchup. You just get that Yakapult early and start smoking. And it's quite difficult for Green Yellow Sacrifice to deal with this without Gift of Recor in the deck or Last Nightmare. Like I said, they don't really run these cards, especially not Last Nightmare. It doesn't. Shaitan Assassin in most cases does a better job because of the synergy, but against this matchup, you really need Last Nightmare. You just need to kill that Yakapult. Double Soul Eater came down, but Yakapult way too strong in that situation. Another win on the board. Feels very good, guys. Let's get into another game. Alright, guys. Our next match. Throw away the Yakapult. And we'll keep the Red Boys. Red Boys have been doing pretty well for us so far. No Reveler, unfortunately. I could have hard mulliganed for a Reveler or a Bone Collective. I'm pretty happy with this hand, so I decided to keep just getting rid of the Yakapult for now. We don't need it just yet. Very much depends on the matchup. Another Forest, no Green making its comeback these days. Get myself a Brigand down, I feel. Yeah, we'll get a Brigand. Now, I usually like to build the little island for the Salamander, but I tend to do that after I've started collecting off both wells. If my opponent is really fast and really pressures like the right side or the left side, if they come down one side with a lot of pressure, then I'll build that island a bit more drastically. But at the moment, I don't feel like I necessarily need it. It's a very slow build up, so this gives me a chance to set up a collector on both sides and just feed myself more Faeria. Don't always get that luxury, like I said, but in this situation, we're doing pretty fine. So this is probably Beasts. Yep, It's going to be the Beastie Boys. It's a 5/5, okay. Now I need to be a little aware of... Sunken Tower. I would like to play a Bone Collector here, in an ideal world, but Sunken Tower would really mess me up. So I'm going to go for the Grime Shaker instead. Unless I go Bone Collector and then power up the Bone Collector, but it's not really enough, is it? Yeah, let's go for the Grime Shaker. Grime Shaker, nice and sturdy, going to be able to hold the line on the right side. And now we're going to build our island. We're going to start building lands here. So like forest here, probably forest here. And then we've got a decent place to set up. Oh, no. You know what that means, guys. That means Runin's here. Potentially. I hope not. Runin is really, really difficult for me to deal with. Hunt down? No hunt down. Okay. Majinata, hello. Majinata is actually pretty cool here. Let's do it. Like I said, I've been experimenting with this card. I'm quite happy with it. In some ways, it's a better version of Tephra in some matchups. It does really bad against Frogify, but really good against Last Nightmare. It's generally pretty good against anything that doesn't have Transform, which is kind of like... I think that's kind of the Green's thing right now. Transform is really causing Green's problems, and this card... Oh my goodness, this card is such an issue for me. And this deck does not play well with Runin, unfortunately. There's just not a lot I can do about it. Because when it comes down next turn, what do I do? I guess I just don't kill it, right? So my opponent can't play it immediately. Which kind of sucks, because I want to do things that I want to do, you know? So yeah, I feel that we just wait. I guess I can move back, but then I can't collect next turn, and I don't like that. Could power it up. Doesn't really do a lot in this situation. Could power up this. Nah, we'll just wait for now. Like I said, it's probably best to leave Runin up and let my opponent use Runin on their turn, so they don't gain it back immediately. If I kill Runin now, I'm just not in a good spot. And I get Majinata at least. Like, Majinata's pretty good. Can't be hunt down. It's got the Divine, it's got protection as well. It's a bit of a nuisance. I'm gonna go for Baltos. Oh, okay. Baltos is not a card I often expect to see in this. Firestorm, that's pretty cool. But we have Salamander, which is also pretty cool. I don't really want to use the Divine. I don't really want to use protection here, but it doesn't matter. My opponent's gonna scoop. I don't really see the point in scooping there. If you're watching, dude, like, you had Runin. Like, I cannot do anything against Runin. I have to let you run it into me to stall it, but it creates a form of inevitability. Eventually, Runin's just going to be too big for me to handle. Unless I can set up like a Yakapult the next couple of turns, maybe combo a bit of power-ups on it and start killing you in the next, like, let's say 5 to 6 turns, Runin will just win the game. But GG's, dude. I can see Majinata being quite a fierce threat there. Let's get into our next game. Alright guys, next game. Let's keep going. On a good win streak here. We're going to mulligan all of this. We do find our good friend the Underground Brigand. Would much prefer Bone Collector, Recurrent Reveler, but I'm good. I'm happy with a Brigand. Brigand's pretty good. Gives us a turn 2 Collector. A little better than Grime Shaker, which is a turn 3 Collector, and just kind of tunnel visions me into mountains for 3 turns. Brigand at least gives me a bit of flexibility. Now I feel that the one thing taking out the Willow did do for this deck is remove a turn 2 option. But I'm pretty happy with having 9 kind of turn 1 to turn 2 options in the deck. 3 Brigands, 3 Bone Collectors, 3 Recon Revelers. So I felt like that slot was a bit more flexible in what I can do with it. Now we're going to just see a Demon Wing. A good old-fashioned Demon Wing. No Wranglers involved. This is probably some form of Yellow Flyers. It's either some form of Yellow Flyers or it's some kind of angry red-yellow. Now there used to be a build that Cappuccino came up with of Yellow Flyers where you played from your wells and then you used the Celestial Tower for mobility. And it was a very cool deck. I was a big fan of it. So maybe something similar in that respect? I'll have to find out. Alright, we want our Brigand to be safe, so we are going to switch sides here. Just to play around that potential Celestial Tower on the left. You never know. I've said it now. I should probably play around it if it's in my mind. I'd much rather have a Collector stay alive. I don't really need to concern myself with this just yet. This becomes more of a problem once it moves here. And right now it's in this position. I could pick up Garadan or a Firestorm. You never know. The big brain. The big brain, guys. I knew it. As soon as I saw this Demon Wing, I could smell it. It didn't go in for the kill. That's very interesting. Which means I can +1 Garadan. Let's do it. Now I haven't revealed to my opponent yet that I'm green-red. So my opponent is probably playing like I'm a red control. Which is one of the advantages of starting off in red in some ways, because a lot of the red cards in this deck are staples in red control and red combat and stuff like that. The green, on the other hand, I mean, the Bone Collector could indicate sack. But the red, like I said, it's just a bit better for figuring that out. I think I will go Forest this turn, actually. To set up potential Salamander. I can collect off this well, and then I can go for a Forest here, and then I can Salamander these two guys. And making this an 8-8 could be quite good, but also, I just want to push this out of Choking Sands range. I don't think this is a very good Choking Sands target now anyway, but if I can keep my Brigand nice and healthy, give it a bit more attack, harder to clear, might get more return on the Faeria count. That's my mindset. And this actually might bring a Last Nightmare out if I give it a power up. It's done its job. It only killed 5 Faeria worth of cards, but I did put a body down, and if this does get Last Nightmare, there's actually a total of 6 Faeria. 6 Faeria on top of that, so it'd be like 11 Faeria. And the more that this collects, you know, the more of a less value you get off a Nightmare on this. But this card is something I need to really respect. And that's why I'm feeling like the Salamander might be a good play. Just giving a bit more power to my guys to make sure this Celestial Tower doesn't get too much, doesn't cause too much trouble, you could say. Iona? No. No, not interested in Iona today. I am sorry. We are going to Salamander now. Salamander makes a lot of sense to us. Simply because it is able to protect this. So these trade, and then Grand Shaker finishes off both of these. So it just lines up perfectly. So let's move back and go for the old Salamander. Buff our guys up. Could gift the Rakoa this to play around mobility. That's another thing. So if this comes down and then, you know, gets a Flash Wind or something, this could be a pretty sad Salamander. So yeah, let's just give that a push. We're giving this to play around the mobility. Like I said, I don't really mind if this dies now because I have the Grand Shaker follow-up. Oh, Iona's coming in. Get the aggressive desert down, perhaps. Maybe a Azarite. Maybe we'll see like an Azarite or something. I don't even know. Yep, gonna clear. Get a nice refund there. Nightmare on this guy, I guess. Yep. Into +1 Manta Rider. Okay. Let's get another mountain. Ground Shaker. Didn't collect any Faeria that turn, a little unfortunate, but we've kind of reset things. We don't have initiative, but we do have 2 collectors. And we have 2 big bodies. And Yakapult can come down. This doesn't have charge anymore, which is great. We've got rid of the tower. So Yakapult can come down next turn. And then we have Gift of Rakoa to back it up with the Blazing Salamander. So we have a Blazing Emerald Salamander. I keep doing this. I've mind gamed myself somewhere. Somewhere along the release of this card here, I have just completely mind gamed myself. What happened, brain? Figure it out. It's an Emerald Salamander. It's not a Blazing Salamander. Right. Draws a card. Does move up. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna do what we said. Get into the Yakapult. And we've set up our win con there. So win condition is down. I can Gift the Rakoa next turn if I want to. I can go for a Salamander line. There's quite a few options opened up. And now we might see a little flood of creatures. Just to protect the orb. I imagine Ziflo is going to respect the Gift of Rakoa here. That's for a desert. Going to move into double collection, potentially. Oh, no. Might see an Imperial Drake Rider. Okay. We have a Copter. Copter's actually pretty good next turn. But then again, I could... actually, Copter's pretty good this turn. I get to kill the Rakoan and block double collection. I can move this here to stop any mobility shenanigans. This could come across here, so let's move this here and then go for the shot. Getting that 2-2 down. Very nice Copter there. I'm very impressed with that. Against the... blocking the double collection's really, really good in that position. Not only did it kill the Manta Rider, I also put a creature down that's a little too big. Gonna trade off there, putting me into double collection, so I'm tri-collecting next turn, unless this Ground Shaker dies. And we've blocked any potential corruptions as well, because this could have mobility to here and killed. Last Nightmare, that's such good value for us. Oh my goodness, that's fantastic. Spending 6 Faeria on a 4 Faeria creature that already cleared a Manta and dealt 2 damage, essentially. So, very strong. Gonna move this into the middle. Wants to challenge my Copter, which is fair enough. So we can collect here. Probably just Ground Shaker this turn. Or maybe we just wait. Actually, we could just wait +1 and then gear up for Ground Shaker Firestorm next turn to clear this off. This guy can come here, clear this. I'm going to move this into this position so it can't... I guess it could still mobility this way. I guess I move this here, right? To stop it moving onto this land. I can still move here, but I don't really mind. Yeah, I feel that we just build our economy up. We're in a really strong position here in Tri-Collection. We're forcing this Drake Rider to really just go into the Rakoa. And if it goes face here, it's just not going to be very good. Because I'm going to be able to clear it next turn. Face is just not... Face is not the place in this situation. You'll find that with Faeria, actually. More so than some other card games. Faeria, board position is so important because of these wells. If you have an opportunity, like, this is why I didn't play Yellow Rush very well last time I played it, because I just really appreciate the value of controlling these wells. And I often go for economy control over damage. Because in most cases, if you can just control the board and starve your opponent of Faeria, they won't have the resources necessary to respond on the follow-up. So maybe you could deal 6 damage and put your opponent on lethal, or you can clear the rest of their board and set up a 2-turn lethal and just keep clearing their board to make it safer, because if you leave a collector up, they might be able to collect enough Faeria to have a reactive play. So the only real option here I see for the Drake Rider is like double mobility with removal. So like mobility to here. Oh, it's gonna go here, but like it's not really that great. I have Salamander, like, to finish this off. I have Firestorm. Maybe even double Firestorm. I have another Salamander as well. My goodness. Grand Shaker Firestorm's looking pretty good right now. Yeah, I like it. I'm just wondering if I draw. I feel like I'm in a position where I can draw, but I could save my Faeria for the Salamander. I do need to find that Yakapult, actually. And if I draw another Firestorm, I could probably just double Firestorm and win the game. So let's take the draw. It's going to be a Reveler. Okay. So we're going to Grand Shaker into Firestorm. And just move this back. And the reason is because I get to double collect with this anyway, and then I can put this into a position where I can get a good Salamander off next turn. So now I guess we just dig for the Yakapult. I feel that's our next goal. We either find Yakapult or we find Majinata. And I think that's another thing I like about Majinata in this deck. It offers another win condition. The mobility it gives the creature could be quite relevant. Whereas Tephra, like, is raw power plus a good body. In a deck that sits back like this, I feel like Majinata offers a bit more than Tephra. Tephra probably better in something like mono green, or maybe like green yellow if green yellow really wants to splash Tephra. But in this deck, I think Majinata is actually a lot better. Now it's giving Majinata so much trouble and so much. I was bad mouthing the card in my review, but I've now come to appreciate it. I understand its value. So yeah, we're doing a draw for Gift of Steel. That's my brain, scatterbrain today. We're going to draw for Yakapult. Gift of Steel does not feature in this deck. And let's just start. Should I go? I should gear up for a good Bone Collector next. A good Bone Collector, Recurrent Reveler, Salamander play next turn. I mean, I've got 2 Salamanders. I could just take the triple power up. I feel that's actually fine. Yeah, I guess I could gear up, like I said, for a good Salamander next turn. I don't really have the positioning I want at this point. So let's keep this here. I guess I could mobility there, mobility here. Actually, mobility here, clear this. It's a trade. Yeah, let's move this across. Okay. That's going to be a champion. That's my prediction. A champion or a fanatic. Oh, Sky Captain, okay. +1. Huh. That's a card I wasn't expecting. Okay, this is gonna be work. It's take a lot of work to deal with this card. Right, so this kind of has free pickings on what it wants to clear next turn. Can even take out my Copter. So I feel that I probably do this. I move this up, and then I Salamander. And then I gift the record. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gift the record this up to an 8/8. Unless I give up on the buff on this card. Oh, actually, I could move this up. This might actually be a little better. So I can move here. I can then Salamander here. And then gift the Rakoa here. Yeah. So I put a 7/10, a 7/8 in this position, which is the most threatening. I have an 8/8 now, so I demand a little bit extra from Sith Lord if Istanu wants to clear this. I do enable it to die, so it could take control of this, but it can't clear the Salamander. If it takes control of this, it doesn't really have much going on. It could come into this position, and then my Reveler is under threat, but then I could also use power-ups. So it is going to move across. It's going to... Oh, actually, it's charge-free. What am I talking about? It might just... Yeah, it's just going to clear. Make this Istanu up. Play another creature. And then maybe take a Soul Drain here. Fanatic. Oh, and take the Reveler? Oh, that's pretty nice. No. Is it going to block my collection? Interesting. Respawn and Soul Drain. That was a nice little sequence there. And Istanu still, on the board, causing problems. That worked out quite nice. Okay. So let's try and find Yakapult. That's kind of what we're up to right now. Yeah, Yakapult, how's it going, buddy? Let's give it a preemptive power up. Playing around Choking Sands in this position. We're also playing around a mobility trick on the Istanu. We can collect +1 Choking Sand, Last Nightmare, which is a little sad. It's a equal Faeria trade, but I lose 2 cards, so I am at a slight disadvantage with that line. Demon Wing. Okay. Another Yakapult. It's pretty good. Right, we're going to +1. I feel we +1 Salamander at this point. But then again, I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe I just Tiki it instead. I could draw. I could Yakapult now. And make an aggressive land and set up some threats. That's actually not... That might actually not be a bad idea. Just like going for the Yak shot. If I get it on either of these, I can mount it into Brigand. And then I'm just like... I'm distracting my opponent up here. Now, behind enemy lines, you could say. Yeah, okay. Let's see where this goes first. Oh. Not in the position I wanted, unfortunately. Let's draw. Grand Shaker. Set up a Brigand. So Brigand's just coming down to replace the Reveler when the Reveler dies. That's the plan, at least. And then Brigand also offers a... Brigand also offers further Faeria gain. Those are a soul drain, so really valuing the Demon Wing at this point. What's this Starnu getting up to? It is going to kill the Reveler. Okay. Into... Solemn. Into Solemn. Okay. Now I definitely want to gift the Rakoa to kill this off. If I feel like if I killed this... Then again, if I kill this, this might just be... Huh. That might work out as well. How many power-ups do I need? Maybe I just shoot this first? Wow, this is interesting. I could draw for Firestorm. Let's draw for Firestorm. So this will become Istanu. So if I power this up once... Yeah, so if I power this up once now... Boom. Firestorm. Feels good, guys. I think that's just going to be it. GG's. Cannot see a comeback. I mean, that was the last hope there. The Solemn, come down aggressively, just trying to really push this Yakapult out of the game. Oh, it's going to continue to play on. It's fair enough. Nope, just going to scoop after all. And then we have another win on the board. Win streak climbing. Like I said, I'm playing a deck that I enjoy, a deck that I feel like I sync up very well with. That's always a good idea at the start of the season. If there's a deck that you've played a lot of and you feel that, you have a lot of experience with it, or it just kind of syncs with you or talks to you in a very special way, rock that deck at the start of the season, start taking out these top names and, pushing away up the ladder. So let's move on to our final match. Alright guys, final game. Really good hand actually. Oh my goodness, let's keep this. Let's keep the Firestorm. 2 collectors and a Firestorm. Mono red, here we are. Gonna do the old mono red bait. Don't need to build a single forest yet. Gonna be a lake, okay. We haven't seen much blue recently outside of green blue. Is that a water elemental? Cool, so Firestorm is such a strong contender against any kind of blue deck. Yeah, that's pretty good. I've picked up more AoE. I'll take it. Garadan, very strong. In this position. What type of blue deck is this? Maybe there's another color involved. It's going to be red, so this could be some form of bargain deck. I'm not sure. Yeah, but we'll get the Brigand now, and then we can pass, and we can gear up for a forest next and collect off our own well, and then probably Garadan on the left into that double collection position, but also applying pressure in a couple of turns as well when it gets to this well. So Garadan here, kill stuff, moves here, and then my opponent needs to think about Garadan, what Garadan represents as a creature. That's pretty good. Gonna move in, so now my opponent's getting to a position where Firestorm is also an option coming up. Which is why Garadan's probably quite good, unless I run into double Firestorm, but at least I'd force my opponent to kind of play out their hand. Oh, good old Gabrian Commander. More food for the Garadan. Garadan is a hungry boy. He's had a lot of good meals during the course of this episode. An extra commander? He'll take it. He's happy for extra food. Go for a windfall. Bump up 12. Like I said, could Mountain double Firestorm here, but that's going to be the entire turn gone, and I get to rebuild with a Rev on a follow-up. Which is absolutely fine. So what's the next play? Board Flood is also very good for me, because I just follow up with a Firestorm. So, Battletoads. Is it going to be Battletoads Pass? That's pretty reasonable. I don't want a Firestorm just yet. Although Firestorm does eliminate potentially free Faeria getting collected. So my opponent will start on 11 next turn if I go for the Firestorm. But since I'm a greedy guy, I probably want to just get the value, if I'm honest. So I will just back out here. And we'll just wait. We'll see if our opponent commits anything else. We've seen commanders now, so we could see another commander come down next turn. This turn even. We could even see more water elementals. I just want to build up that value. You know, I just want to keep going. If my opponent makes a land on this well to block my Garadan, I do have the potential to set up an aggressive land if I wanted. So I could get an aggressive forest down or an aggressive mountain. Don't know, could use it in the future. You never know. It is an option. I think that's going to be Flame Burst? Double Flame Burst maybe? We're seeing Garadan getting targeted. Could be Crystal Flower. Crystal Flower's okay in this situation as well. So going to take the more defensive land. I think this is the better plan. Unless Garadan doesn't get answered, you just want to block the double collection with the frog. I think that's fine too. As long as there's like some follow-up removal to go with it. So yeah, going for the defensive land. More Battletoads. Better Firestorm this turn. Feels good. Oh, and another Firestorm to boot. I'm getting spoiled here, guys. Do I take a draw? I think so. I think I start drawing for Yakapult now. Yeah, we're just going to draw for Yakapult. We're not quite at the land count. Maybe I'll take an extra land next turn. Depending on what my opponent does, but yeah. Gear up for the Yakapult. Finish things off. But Garadan's now in a position where it can be a real threat. And I could go like double Tiki Caretaker into Gift of Rakoa. That offers a lot of damage actually. That's going to be like 15 damage? Something ridiculous like that. Fugoro. What can you find my opponent with this urn? Goes back up to 10 Faeria, so can Windfall. No Frogify yet. I think this land actually should have been here. So I could have moved Brigand into this position to challenge anything that comes down in that position. Do I double Tiki Caretaker Gift next turn? That's the question. Like, if Garadan lives, is that what I go for? Do I just punch 15 damage and just say, do you have an answer to this? It very much depends on, I guess, what gets played here. Is that going to be an MP? MP, okay. MP's fine, he can move on to my opponent's land. I still collect, and I can still take power-ups. So I'm in a fine position here. So yeah, let's just move. I might actually just take these lands. Oh, it's just going to be a scoop there. The move of the Mirror Phantasm, way too strong. And then we have it. 5-0, guys. I'm just goes to show, like, this is my kind of deck. This is the deck I like. These type of decks I like to play. This is why I think I clicked so well with it in the last episode as well. Rakoan Copter proved to be really strong. I had a very good moment against Sith Lord when I got to kill the Rakoan. The Rakoan, and then the Manta had to shimmy back, and I had a double collect of like 6 to 8 turns before the concede came down. So very, very strong deck still. If you like slow, grindy decks, this might be the one for you. And that concludes this episode of Become a God, kicking off the season in style 5-0 with green, red Salamander, with a couple of tweaks from Sunkichi's original build. Took out 2 Living Willows in place of the Rakoan Copter. Overall, I was pretty happy with the Rakoan Copter. It had some good moments against the Ghost Dragon and, like I said, the Manta Rider as well. But also, Majinata, that card has been very strong, especially with blue not being so strong at the moment as well. Like, if Frogify was a threat, I think Majinata would be probably worse, because you lose the 5/5 as well. Whereas like with Tephra, you still keep the dragon, but as long as blue isn't popular, Majinata might just be the go-to card in that slot for me. But yeah, like I said, if you like these slow kind of grindy decks where you get to kind of just do your own thing and build up towards your win condition, you're definitely going to love this deck. Give it a try. It's a lot of fun. Definitely my style of deck. I prefer it to Green Yellow Sacrifice, which is a very similar style of deck, but its win condition relies on just massive creatures that have a lot of mobility, whereas this deck's win conditions more based on static creatures that can hit from afar. So similar decks, but different options when it comes to reacting to your opponent. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, drop a subscribe to keep up to date of when our content goes live. There's a lot of different decks I've featured over the last month with the Fall of Everlife release. There are a few decks I do want to work on. I'm going to probably play some more serious stuff this week just because of the ladder reset. Wanting to get back to God, but also, you know, being able to compete with some of the top players who will also be piloting very strong decks themselves. But I do plan to show off some memes very soon. There's S of Dawn's Combo Mill. I did talk about this in my review. I do want to play it, but I don't think it can compete with meta decks. I need to line up with some other players, like maybe new concepts or maybe less experienced decks, which less refined decks, to really pull off the combo, because the combo it asks a lot of you. But I do promise I will get that video out as soon as I feel comfortable. But yeah, once again, thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy my green-red Salamander.